Hi everyone, today, we'll learn together how to shade lips using wood burning techniques. The materials used are long-cut plywood and a wood-burning machine with more than one weapon. Wood burning, or pyrography, is an ancient art form that involves burning designs onto wooden surfaces using hot tools. This technique requires a balance of artistic skill and technique, as each stroke is permanent, and results depend heavily on control of temperature, pressure, and direction. The first thing I do is to spread the shading in large areas with a broad tip. I always start with the darkest point in the drawing, then I move on to the lighter parts. The third rule is to work in closed circles. The wood grain runs vertically, and since I work horizontally, when you work against the grain, it's important to use circles rather than lines to avoid unwanted lines that may appear uneven. When working with other materials like charcoal and graphite, we start by mapping out light and shadow, then move into the details of the lips, from lines to lip details. Here, we use a slightly different technique by starting with the lines and details on the lips, shading one at a time, because with wood burning, it's hard to remove what's already burned. So, the solution is to add all the details first, and then shade alongside each line. The upper lip has subtler details, so I only spread light and shadow. Any gaps in the burning due to the wood grain are usually covered when you increase the machine's temperature. When shading the upper lip, I shade gently along the grain direction. The lips are relatively simple to work on in wood burning, though they can be tricky with other materials like graphite. If you're a beginner or new to wood burning, I recommend working in smaller areas to try out as many techniques as possible before moving on to larger areas. Always be mindful of the machine's temperature. Know when to increase or decrease it. Keep a scrap piece of wood nearby to test the temperature before using it on your main piece, especially if the machine has been running and used for a while. The lips shouldn't be outlined with a hard line, so shade around them softly. Sometimes, I intentionally work in closed circles against the wood grain to show skin texture more realistically. If I don't want the spots from circular motions, I work in lines with the grain. Switching to a fine tip for details, I start with lip wrinkles, which are like fabric folds. I draw lines and shade around them, keeping in mind the highlights. It's difficult to produce an exact replica of the reference using wood burning, but not impossible. Experience will help you decide when to simplify details and omit those that detract from the artistic value, and which are essential to include. Try to create form in your shading of the lips, like darkening the lower lip from the bottom and top while keeping the middle lighter. In very narrow areas, I use the side of the tip for fine lines. If I ever need to lighten areas after darkening them, I use sandpaper to remove the burn. However, using sandpaper is a double-edged sword. It returns the wood to its original state, but unfortunately it removes part of the wood, so the machine may struggle to burn on those areas. Study the pattern of wrinkles and the drawing's layout, but a bit of randomness in the lip details gives it a realistic look. Try as much as possible to maintain subtle highlights. Once I finished the lips, the area around them seemed too light, so I went back and darkened around the lips again. When starting to burn, keep the tool at a medium temperature to avoid excessive burning at first. Gradually increase the temperature as needed. To darken an area, you can either increase the temperature or work slowly in the same spot to absorb more heat. Always work from dark to light. Keep a sandpaper or a tool to clean the tip of the wood binning tool. Over time, burnt wood accumulates on the tip and can scratch the wood, leaving an unwanted black mark. Make sure to sand the tip quickly to avoid burning the sandpaper. There are many types of wood suitable for wood binning, but avoid wood that burns too easily or takes too much effort to burn. Experiment with different types to find the one that gives you the best results. Always test the temperature of your tool on a scrap piece of wood before using it on your actual project to avoid mistakes that are difficult to fix. Remember that the temperature of your wood bending tool will continue to rise if left unused. Let it cool down or use it on a scrap piece of wood first. Wood bending is best done in winter or in a well-ventilated area during summer. If you make a mistake, you can sand the area or gently scrape it with a sharp tool. For fine lines and details, use a thin tip. It's important to keep a cloth nearby to wipe off any sweat or oils from your hands, as these can prevent the tool from burning the wood properly. For safety, work in a well-ventilated area and wear a respirator to protect your lungs. If you get burned, apply first aid immediately. Keep safe and have fun. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye.